Back here at the Nationwide Series race at the Kentucky Speedway, our third caution for debris has just come out, and everybody seems to be taking. We'll set it up for our Castrol GTX triple pits. And there's Kyle, Marcus, and Jason. Shannon, you're up.
Yeah, Kyle Busch, your race leader, pulls that car in. He's saying he's still a little bit tight, just about a 4 tight. So they're going to take half a pound out of both fronts, and half a pound up on that track bar. Vince.
Marcus Ambrose has been up in the front tonight, but he's been consistently in the top 5. He says the car is just too loose going in. They're going to change all 4 tires, fill it up with fuel. Jamie?
Jason Leffler said his car was the tightest it's been all night, but his lap times kept getting better. So go figure. They went 2 rounds up on that track bar, 4 tires and fuel. Mike?
A sign of a good race car driver is one who likes a free race car, and that's exactly what Joey Logano wants. They're going to free him up once more around a wedge and also some air pressure adjustments.
Take a look at Scott Wimmer. He picked up 6 spots off pit road. Kyle Busch loses the 1 because of Wimmer's team move. We'll find out exactly what happened there. Jason Keller, a big loser there. He lost 3 positions. David Reagan also picked up 4. Stay with us. We'll be right back for the green flag. We are in the bluegrass state of Kentucky, and it has been an eventful evening to say the least. The grandstands, they may look empty there. They've jammed tonight. Over 70,000 people here on Flag Day as you're on board with Scott Wimmer. We found out Scott did not take tires. He pitted 21 laps earlier, decided to take fuel only for track position. But right behind him is Kyle Busch with 4 fresh Goodyears, and I have a feeling that he is about going to eat him alive. Now, we also got to tell you who got the lucky dog for the first time tonight. It will be awarded to Brad Coleman as he gets the free pass, and that gives us a total of 16 cars on the lead lap. So how fast do you think that the 18 will eat up our leader in the 29?
I don't think it's going to take too long.
Well, it won't take too long, but they're just going for track position. And right now, the 66 car's got no tires either, and neither does the 29. They're lining up to try to get the lucky dog on the inside. See Steven on the bottom, Kelly Byers behind him. Now, there's no doubt that Kyle Busch has got the best shot right here, but we'll see what happens with these 2 guys in the front with no tires.
All right, it's Wimmer, Kyle Busch, Logano, Leffler, and Brad Keselowski, and there's the 70,000 waving their American flags, and we're back to green. It didn't take much more than 2 turns.
Yeah, 1 and 2, and he's got him cleared right here, getting into 3.
You know, I drove down, when the 29 car Wimmer drove down in there, he had to get out of the throttle just a little bit. And those 4 new tires on Kyle Busch's car, he never lifted, drove right around him and went on.
See the 20 car, Joey Logano, still bottoming out a little bit, especially on these cold tires.
Think about this. You got Joe Gibbs Racing as you're on board with 3rd place. Scott Wimmer, he's looking up ahead at the 2 JGR cars. They have 9 wins, 7 of the last 9 races. They have just been dominating.
You know, Kyle Busch did blow around Scott Wimmer pretty easily, but Scott Wimmer's staying pretty close to him right here.
Hey, Wimmer's doing pretty good right now on those old tires. I mean, as soon as the temperature comes back up on them, Andy, and they kind of get the rhythm back, so to speak, these tires. And those tires are pretty moody, you know. I mean, you know, once you get that old debris off the tires and the temperatures come back, sometimes they don't perform that bad.
Another note on Joe Gibbs Racing. Kyle has led 25% of all the laps this year running the series. The team, they are approaching 50%. Take a look. The battle for 7th is heating up. Whoa, looked like the 11 got a little loose. Boyer almost came up and stacked up behind him. Here comes the 99 into that mix. David Reagan in the 6 car. You're on board with Rudiman.
And boy, when you got those fresh tires in your cars, guys, you just got to go for it, get everything you can, because after about 10 laps, they're going to stabilize. And that real sticky, that real grippy feel that you have is going to go away. So they want to get it now.
Let's go back to the battle for the lead because Joey Logano is closing in on his very fast teammate.
Still got a lot of sparks flying out from under that car, but it's fast.
Take a look a little bit further back. That's the number 2, Clint Boyer. And Jamie, you've got more on Clint.
Clint Boyer's thinking big picture. He's leading this series championship right now, but he's also worried about getting to the front. Heck of a job so far tonight. He started 25th, wasn't happy with the car. That last pit stop that came in, lap 81, made an air pressure adjustment, a spring rubber, put in that right rear, and he said he's still tight through the middle, guys, but he's gaining as he goes side by side. Mike?
Well, Jamie, you saw the sparks coming out from underneath the 20 car. That's been a chronic problem throughout the night for Joey Logano, but they're kind of making light of it. Over the radio not too long ago, Dave Rogers told them, well, once the air pressures come up, that'll go away, and it'll also solve another problem. It'll grind away whatever you're bottoming out. And then he kind of paused and said, gee, I hope it's not something important. Shannon?
Yeah, Mike, as you see Kyle Busch and Joey Logano battling for that first place. Jason Ratcliffe, I spoke to him, and although the 18 and the 20, they're very different teams, these two teams have a total open door policy. Jason Ratcliffe told me he thinks that they work closer than any other team in the garage. They share notes after practice, and Jason Ratcliffe told me when he comes to the racetrack every week, he feels the one team that they have to beat out on that track is the 20 team.
All right, thanks, guys. We are approaching the halfway mark. We're working lap 91 of 200, and right now it is all Joe Gibbs racing up front. But is it over yet? Not by a long shot. Stay with us. We're at Kentucky Speedway. Don't forget about next week, the Nationwide Series is going to move northwest 425 miles to the Milwaukee Mile. 16 different winners in 17 Milwaukee races. Greg Biffle, the only driver to win more than once. That was at 01 and 02. That's next Saturday night. Coverage begins 8 Eastern. Take a look at, whoa, a little twitch there from Stephen Wallace as he was on the high side in the 66 going around Kelly Byers.
Well, these two are racing for the lucky dog right now, and they have been side by side for the last 5 to 10 laps. I mean, something's got to give here pretty soon.
Yeah, they got some lead lap cars that are bearing down on this group. So you got to sort this thing out pretty quick or somebody's going to get moved.
Yeah, that 59 of Marcus Ambrose is 9th place. Mike Wallace, he's also in that mix. Wallace is now taken over the 9th position. Ambrose is up to 8th. While all this is going on, let's reset the top 5 for you, and just in case you're tuning in, it's Kyle Busch up front with Joey Logano. 3rd is Scott Wimmer. Jason Leffler is 4th. David Stremme is 5th. Brad Keselowski is now 6th. Clint Boyer is 7th. Marcus Ambrose 8th. Mike Wallace 9th. And David Reagan is 10th. So now you're up to date there. Total of 16 cars on the lead lap, guys.
Tell you what, I'm looking at 3rd place on backfar's time. They're all running 31.60s and 31.80s, and Kyle Busch is running 31.20s. That's right, 31.20s. I cannot believe how fast this Toyota's running down the straightaways and through the corners. Just amazing.
All these Toyotas are fast tonight. Mike Wallace is having a great race. Whoa, you see him getting a little bit here. You got to split a car, a slow car.
Slow car. Inside. Clear.
Mike Wallace is bearing down now on Marcus Ambrose up ahead in this group.
You got some cars out there with no tires and some with 4 tires, Andy, and it's just it's causing them all to stack up right now. Kelly Byers, Stephen Wallace, Wimmer, they don't have tires. The rest of them got new tires. It's a big difference between new and none. Shannon?
Yeah, Mike Wallace coming off his season best finish last week at Nashville. That, of course, was 6th. This team has really come together this season. They had great pit stops last week. They're very happy with their cars, and they're just happy all around. That's the word that they use. They use the word fun to describe how this season is. Mike Wallace, right now, he was battling tight conditions earlier in the race. They brought it down pit road. Mike Wallace is good right now, guys.
And we're at the halfway mark with 100 down, 100 to go, as it is still Joe Gibbs racing duo of Busch and Logano up front by 6.5 seconds over Scott Wimmer. And of course it is Father's Day as we take a look at the race leader, Kyle Busch. And we talked to some of the racers about their dads. What's the best advice Dad ever gave them?
The best advice my father's ever given me is to never give up.
When you're in the race car, you all weigh the same. You know, don't take anything from anyone.
He just told me nice that you got to think. It's all about thinking.
Growing up, he always told me, be honest with me, you get whatever you want. So I don't know if that's advice, but that was more like a rule.